Hey gang, so here at the Madness Table, we are beyond excited to be sponsored by Homie and the Dude as they promote their Kickstarter project, The Wandering Tavern. Now, you're probably wondering, what is that? Well, The Wandering Tavern is a system-agnostic floating TTRPG setting with optional D&D5e stats included. It's packed full of plot hooks, mysteries, threats, and everything you need for a campaign. However, if you already have an established world or setting, you can perfectly fit this in for your players to visit, take a load off, and delve into a whole new sort of adventure. You get to explore this immense, soaring city full of battle maps that detail its every nook and cranny. You get to delve deep into the devious underbelly of the tavern while getting to know its wide range of unique NPC patrons and staff. And while there are many dark mysteries and entangled truths that are yours to unlock. And while you're traversing this vast metropolis, use remarkable magic items to protect yourselves from the twisted spirits stalking the halls. However, if you have to escape, you can glide through uncharted skies on never-before-seen zephyrs constructed from a plethora of brand new parts and stations. Now, Kickstarter backers of the Wandering Tavern will also receive a free subscription to their shipbuilder webpage application. Now, this builder allows you to create dream airships of your choosing where you can mix and match over 200 parts. 200 parts and stations with even more on the way for endless combinations. And once you're done, it then provides a full custom airship D&D5e compatible stat block. Can't get any better than that. Truly, gang, this is a wonderful addition, and we've had the pleasure of perusing some of their sample materials. And some of our favorites include featured real recipes from the Wandering Tavern made by a real outstanding chef. And you get to make those for your friends and family to feel just even a little more immersed in the settings of the tavern. Now, that shipbuilder is no joke. It's incredibly hardcore with so many choices and really fine details. The battle maps are extensive. It's not a joke, and they cover every layer of the tavern. And those layers even come with great backstories as to how they were constructed, what happens there, who stays there. And you don't always get all that wonderful flavor text, but that will surely help you as a DM running this story for your players. They even have interesting illicit substances, ghost wards, amongst many other magic items. And of course, they've nailed the Studio Ghibli vibes. We've certainly become big supporters of their project. We hope that y'all check it out and consider supporting them too. And make sure to follow our custom Madness Table link in the description to back this Kickstarter now. So thank you, everyone, and I won't delay from this week's episode of The Madness Table.
Hey, welcome to the Madness Table. I'm Andrew, or as you know me, Varagon, the Cruel. On this episode, I don't know what's going to happen, but what I do know is this. If you want to know what up, though, go on down to our Discord. It's a pretty fun time. We have silly times. There's memes. It's pretty nice. And if that's not enough, come on down to social media. You can see, again, more memes. It's mostly memes. They let me talk here. It's going to be about memes. If you like the pod, please review it. Tell somebody about it. Like it, follow it, subscribe to it. If you're feeling really generous, drop us a coin over on the coffee page. We're having a good time over here, and hopefully so are you. If you have questions such as why in the name of the seven dawns and all that is holy, why did you do that? You can email us those questions at themadnesstable@gmail.com, and we will answer them to the best of our corporeal abilities on our bonus action episodes. But that's enough for me. Let's put it over to William Treverius Johnston.
Thank you. Well, folks, I'm not going to let the tension sit here for too long. The River King, his peons, and Delkvir are closing in on what remains of this still standing party. We have Vasana trying to cast healing spells to revive Artemis and potentially Sephel if possible. She is currently facing off with Delkvir, who has now been turned away by Artemis, coming back and laying into him with some Eldritch Blasts. Scylla and Vlad are moving along the southeast side of the isle, perhaps trying to make a getaway or find a better angle at which to get in and get their friends. And that's what we're going to find out. It was just Starcaller's turn. It is now Vasana's. Sam, tell me the overall mood here of what Vasana is trying to do. She can move her healing spirit. It's got 3 more charges on it. She's got some other healing spells. She can attack. What are you thinking? She can run.
She's moving the healing spirit all the way up to Sephel.
Okay.
And then, wait, is that a bonus action to move it?
Mm-hmm.
It is. I think that's okay because the dragon's no longer facing her. So, and then she's going to. She's going to head off into the water and take the hide action in the water.
Okay. In which direction do you want her to head into the water? Do you want her to go to west, southwest, northwest? You want her to run towards the east where you guys? Okay, so straight
west.
She's got her full action, double move or move 30 feet.
No, I think this is like regular movement speed and then taking an action to like hide herself.
Okay.
That way it's like...
Sure. Okay. So Vasana moves the healing spirit. She ducks into the water with Delkvir's attention turned. It is your turn, Scylla.
Okay. I want to... with my action, I want to throw down a wall of water. My hope is that I can like... create waves that will make more of an enticing area than what I currently am.
Okay, can you, with like the draw freehand or whatever you want to do, show me where you want to. So you want it going backwards from the direction you came, going to the west?
Correct.
Okay. All right. We'll see if that worked on the Crocs and the River King's turn.
And that is it describes it as it's just a wall of water.
Does it stay there? Like,
yeah, in the past, so it lasts for up to 10 minutes.
Oh
wow.
Okay, is that an action for you to cast?
Yeah, that's my action.
Okay.
And
so
then with my movement, I'm going 30 feet straight east.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check, because I think this is pertinent to what you're trying to do.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Great.
That's it. Bonus action, nothing.
All right. That is Scylla's turn. It is now Delkvir's. Delkvir hears a splash as Vasana turns away, and Delkvir goes to you. Artemis goes, I will not try my breath on you. I'd rather feel your flesh between my claws and fang. And he charges at you, and he's going to do his bite on you.
excellent.
Natural 19 for a 30 to hit.
Hard to block. Yep.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow. You take 34 points of cold damage, and your speed is halved until the start of his next turn.
Well, I'm not too worried about the movement speed, as I no longer have any hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. As promised, with what you said, he's going to try and make sure that you stay dead.
Do it.
Now, correct me here, everybody.
They're auto crits.
Auto crits. He has 2 attacks left. this would finish Starcaller.
Yeah.
He has advantage on those attacks and their auto crits.
Well,
Okay.
I'm still going to roll, because who knows if I got 2 natural ones in a row. So first one. 16 and a natural 20.
Yep.
Oh
So
my
first
god.
one. Claw comes in and just
It's a double crit.
grabs onto Artemis's chest. Second one. A 9 and a 16. He impales one claw deep into Artemis's chest, pulls it up. We can see the blood trickling out of Artemis's mouth. And then the second claw sinks into the back part of Artemis's legs. And we're going to pause for a moment because I think this is a really good time, Andrew, to read that flashback.
Absolutely.
And I want to change the audio for us just to be a little more fitting for this moment.
Catch the mood.
Yeah. No, not that one. Where was the one that really nice one that we had before? Was it this one? Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to do the other character's voice in this, or do you want to do all of it?
Yeah, if you could do the other character's voice, that would be great. Or do you want to do the other character and the narration, and I'll just do Starcaller?
Sure, we can do that. So, I'm going to start now, just so we have a good timestamp. As Delkvir's claws crunch into Artemis's body and he begins to draw back forcefully, we see Artemis's eyes kind of flutter, but instead of looking to the sky and seeing the stars and the clouds, we see a totally different moment. One where amongst soft glowing toadstools and dramatically shadowed Zirkwood spires, Artemis lounges alongside the shapely scaled form of Beatrix. "Why do you do it?" she says, looking up at him. "Why do you fight, I mean?"
Because the strong must defend the weak, lest they suffer at the hands of the cruel.
He answers, "No." "Why do you actually do it? Not the why you do it, it's that you tell in the taverns, that the just pronouncements you told to your mother. I want to know the real reason. I want to know the real you." And he smiles, then frowns and looks up at the glowing algae growing on the cave ceiling.
I do it because I'm damn good at it. Because it is what my father wanted of me. Because
His voice cracks.
because it's what my uncle made me to be. Something dark and sharp. Something that would make the good and the evil tremble with fear. Because deep down I feel most alive when someone is looking at me with true fear in their eyes. Because Beatrix.
He pauses before continuing.
Because as awful as what I can do, as awful as what I am is, it's better than some of the things out there. I used to be thinking that this was all a lark. None of it really mattered. I thought that up until all of my boon companions, my steel menagerie, were slaughtered by something that could not exist in a right world. I knew then, as I know now, that the only way my life will mean something, will mean something good, will be for me to fight. If I need to die, to destroy something evil, something that's worse, or maybe maybe even two, to save something that is good.
He stutters, then stops, stunned by the darkness of his world. She moves over and she wraps her arms around him, holding him, and he ceases to speak. And as she holds him close, she begins to whisper to him of a world that is and a him he could be. And she begins to hum and sing to him a song of old comfort and joy, and of a love shared, and of the here and now. And for the first time in a very long time, he is not a man with castles to burn and armies to conquer. There's no grand campaign to unfurl. He's just a man with a woman he suddenly found he loved. And in that moment, he was whole. And we return to this moment with the now broken and strewn form of Artemis Starcaller. Upon the ground, this ghostly dragon with dripping claws roaring to the sky. It's a beautiful moment. Andrew, thank you for writing that up for everybody to hear. Moving on in this super intense moment here, we have the crocodiles, which have begun moving in on this isle. These ones that were coming onto the surface and could see Delkvir and Vasana now only see Delkvir moving about, and so they begin moving towards him. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. The first one double moves, getting up on him. The second one gets close. The one in the water closest to Vasana from the same group to the northwest doesn't notice her as she slips into the water with her stealth check, and therefore begins moving towards the land and towards Delkvir. The ones farther to the northwest move on to the isle. One's just to the edge. The one with the River Kings, the four there, they roll some perception checks, and they begin moving towards the wall of water that Scylla has summoned, sufficiently distracted by the pooling and splashing as it pulls forth from the surface. The ones nearest Scylla to the south fail to observe her and begin moving towards the splashings of the wall of water as well. The ones to the east of the isle continue to move forward. The one closest to Scylla fails to notice. I've literally rolled like 2, 2, 3, 2. It's kind of nuts.
Well, she did a huge cannonball on the other side of the map, you know.
She did, and it's working out beautifully. All right, that is the crocodile's turn. It's now Vlad's turn. I imagine Vlad can see the crocs beginning to change direction now, and Scylla is little more than just a darker shadow underneath this now beginning to turn pinkish sky as you can begin to see the dawn starting to crest in the distance.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Will Travarius Johnston.
Yes, of course.
When we were in the dragon's chamber, there was a way into the water. There was a hole, right?
Yep.
And if I am remembering the map correctly, we would have been towards the southern end of the island at that point.
Where the deeper end of his treasure hoard and the hole was?
Correct.
Yes.
Vlad is going to see the scenario unfolding. He watches Artemis die. He sees Scylla summon her wall of water, and the crocodiles moving as they do. He is going to dive into the water.
Okay.
And start attempting to swim under the island.
Okay. Show me where on the map in the water you're moving towards.
I think he is going to... So, first he is going to get around the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That way, him entering the water, he's hoping it sort of is masked by the sound of the wall of water.
Gotcha. Okay, so you've gotten there.
Yeah.
As you move to the other side of this water and as you get closer to the edge, make me a perception check.
Okay. I think he just has a +4 to those, yeah. 19.
Okay. As you move around the wall of water and then splash down in, kind of covering your tracks, you can see there's like this little bit on our map here of some land peeking up. But in the space between the isle and these kind of risen bits of land, you see about 30 feet down is a root-covered opening into the island.
He's gonna... I don't know the layout, so I'm gonna leave the permissiveness to you, but he's gonna start dashing towards that opening.
Okay. How much did you move before? I believe it was, you were
I think it was
here.
It was 30,
10,
which would have been 60. So that's the complement of his
okay.
flying speed.
Gotcha. All right. So you are 30 feet away from the cave entrance.
Okay.
For
Can he
next turn?
Well, so that was his flying.
Oh, right. Okay.
He doesn't. How are we doing this? So he doesn't have a swim speed.
I believe it counts as difficult terrain if you don't have
so
swim
it would
speed.
be half.
So he's get halfway there.
Yeah, so he's going to get 15 feet towards that opening.
Okay. Now that you're about 15 feet further down, you can start to see into, with that natural 19 on perception, through the roots. You can see that very quickly it begins to slope back up into the island. All right. That's his turn?
It is.
All right. It is the River King's turn. Let's see if he gets distracted by this wall. He takes the bait. 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. And he begins moving towards the wall of water, getting ever closer to the isle as well. We're back up at the top of the order. Nothing from Sephel. Unfortunately, our dear Starcaller no longer with us. Sam, it is Vasana's turn.
I think the move here is Scylla and Vasana. They find cover and they wait. Because in a matter of seconds, it's going to be 20 crocs, a dragon, and a giant croc all in this island.
Okay.
So she's going east, I'm going west.
Okay, so she's going east. She's going to do her double movement. In an odd twist of fate, the healing spirit and Sephel springs back to life with 1
Ah, shit.
HP restored. I literally
I thought you
rolled
were
a
dead.
1 on the die.
Yeah, that was the point, baby.
Ugh.
One
You wanna know what he
HP.
texted me? It was
This
a
is
picture of his
upsetting.
die, and it was a natural 19.
Mm.
6
So you-
and a 19 on that advantage roll.
Damn.
So that healing spirit gives you 1 HP. It has now 2 heals left to its name as long as she remains concentrating on it.
Yep.
Okay. Scylla, you keep moving to the west. Or I mean to the east. It is Delkvir's turn, and Delkvir is going to start turning on these crocs. He is furious that they would come up onto his isle, as he said again. So, first one hits. Let's see if he gets minimum damage on his claw. Nope, this croc immediately shredded through and is dead. He turns to the second one and is going to bite at him. It's a natural 5 plus 11 for 16, so he hits. Okay, even with the first 3 die that I rolled for his bite, this croc is dead. And then he's going to fly around to the other one. The third one, closest to the shoreline from him. Natural 15. And this one is also dead. And he is just becoming... like, his form becomes paler and more wispy, but where his claws and his fangs, his dagger-like teeth are, they become almost more real. All right. It is the crocodile's turn. The ones to the east continue to move inwards. 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60... their land speed is reduced. So I gotta move these guys back 20 feet.
They got short legs, baby.
Almost forgot about that. Alright, the ones to the southeast move 60 feet. 10. And this first croc is able to come up on the wall of water and is awfully confused and is like snapping at it, but he's dumb. He doesn't know what to do. These other ones continue to close in. Those closest to the River King as well. And those now coming onto the isle are just trying to move around towards Delkvir. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. All right, and that is the crocodile's turn. It's Vlad's turn. You're muted, bud.
Thank you. Vlad is just double moving, which comes out to 30 feet towards that tunnel. So 15
Okay.
feet he gets in, and then another 15.
15 feet. You go, and you are 10 feet away from breaking the surface. You can see that long, decrepit, rotting tail of Delkvir reaching down into the water, and of his old physical form.
Oh, his physical corpse is there.
Yeah, you remember it was bound up with his horde.
That's
He died
right.
inside.
That's right.
He seemed to be ripped in half, similar
Yeah.
to our recently passed friend. Okay, it is the River King's turn. He doesn't seem to notice everybody else moving in the water. So 10, 20, 30, 50. So he moves north, and he's beginning to kind of close in with his crocs, but he can start to hear the roars coming from Delkvir as well. So he's a little torn as to where he's going.
Kaiju battle, kaiju battle, kaiju battle.
Sephel, it is the beginning of your turn. The healing
Yeah.
spirit gives you 4 more HP. It has 1
Okay.
heal left. Let me just double check. I don't think you can intrinsically make it do another one.
I don't think so.
You count as undead, right?
I mean, sure.
The spirit can't heal constructs or undead.
Okay, so I have no hit points.
No.
Okay,
Good night.
that's fine. I'm
Uh,
still stabilized.
You're still stabilized. Sorry to get everybody's hopes and dreams up. Fuck.
Read your spells, ladies and gentlemen.
Read your spells. Even as the DM, read your spells.
Yeah,
Fuck.
there's only so many undead PCs out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, it's better than divinity rules. It would have actively
That's
killed
true.
me.
It's true. Sam, you want Vasana to keep fleeing? Her turn
No.
and your turn.
I think Vasana and Scylla are far enough in the water that I think she should use her action to hide.
Okay.
And ditto.
Bad roll. I rolled a 5, but she is taking the hide action, so I forget exactly everything that actually entails. Where is my board? Hiding. You make a dexterity. Yeah. Okay. All right. She rolled a 5, so she's got a 10 on the stealth. That's what everybody's got to beat to pick her up. What do you got, Scylla, for a dex check for hiding?
Dex or
It's stealth. It's the dex ability score.
I only got an 8.
Okay. It's Delkvir's turn, and he flies quickly over to the croc that is in the water, going to bite at it, hits, takes out that croc, and then is going to fly around through the tree and attack the crocodile, the last remaining of the 5 in the pod that was to the north. This is the claw. Natural 15. 10 on the die. Plus 5, 15. Doesn't kill that crocodile, so it's going to take his second swing. Hit. And officially kills that crocodile. So there are 5 crocodiles now dead due to Delkvir, and there are 13 remaining, including the River King. It's the croc's turn. Vlad is now almost to it. These lesser crocs, let's see if they begin to notice. Nope, that is actually that's a 9. It's their wisdom. They got nothing. What did you roll, Sam? An 8?
An 8.
What was your total? Was 8 the total?
Yeah, 6 plus 2.
Okay.
But like I also wasn't moving. You know what I mean?
That's
like
fair.
I forewent
I'll give you
moving, and so did
advantage.
Vasana.
Roll again. This is retroactive, but it's true. You weren't moving.
17.
Okay. They don't notice you, and these ones continue to kind of like bite at this water, unsure of what's going on. The ones to the east continue to move in towards Delkvir in these ruins. It's now Vlad's turn. So he moves 10 feet, and he breaks the surface.
Yep.
He sees immediately amongst all this gold in this platinum in these art pieces, he sees at the top of the pile that bejeweled sword and scabbard. And he sees laying on the pile next to it Sephel's staff and Dawn's Edge.
He is smart enough to not push his luck here. This is not a matter of avarice.
Mm-hmm.
He is here for Sephel's staff, and that is it.
Okay, let me just delete Delkvir off this map. So he's got to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 to get to the staff. Can he reach that in time?
If
He's
flies,
moved 10
yes.
feet already. Okay.
If he flies, he has 60 feet.
So he gets there. He grabs the staff. I'm going to roll a D100 here.
Okay.
Because he is a dragon. This is good shit.
Hmm.
Gotta get that horde starter pack, you know?
Yeah.
Precisely. He, at minimum, needs to grab one other thing. Does he grab
I mean, can he
gold?
realistically, like... I'm just worried about the logistics of him carrying this stuff.
To me, because he's flying, these are light enough, like between the staff, the sword, the axe, and potentially a little bit of gold. I'm going to say with his 19 strength, it's not the same as trying to carry a body. Like, he can scoop stuff up with his forelimbs
Sure.
and his rear ones and still be able to fly. If he's going to try to swim out, that could be a little bit more difficult. But if he flies back out the tower in the opposite direction, I could say he'd be all right. But he's got to grab one more thing. The bejeweled, deep-known sword. The legendary Dawn's Edge that's been with us for so long. Or lots of treasure. You know that there were some +3 arrows.
Yep.
There was 2 different types of potions and a very nice looking pike, along with art items, gold, and platinum. I said at least one more. It doesn't
I
have to
know.
be just one more.
No, I know. I'm trying to do this justice and not,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I lay this out. Is this a curiosity? Like a dragon instinct has been piqued that he's just indulging? Or is this a full-on compulsive greed?
It's a mixture. Something within him is like, this is all beautiful, and considering everything that's happened, it's similar to Scylla of kind of like a fuck you. I'm here. I can control this situation. And also curiosity. If you want him to look at things as in terms of what's most valuable in this pile,
He's gonna take the sword.
yeah, the sword has the most
Let's
value.
go.
He
He's
would
gonna
go
No.
the sword, Dawn's Edge, the staff, and then
Yeah, the staff is for Sephel, and I think their connection is, you know, it's still developing, but their connection is strong enough at this point that he knows that this is important, and he wants to do this for Sephel. As soon as that, like, dragon greed comes on, the biggest and shiniest thing right there, and the
Okay.
fuck you to the dragon that did all of this, he's gonna grab that sword.
he grabs the sword. Is he about to then like get ready to make a run for it? Is he going to try to grab anything else?
He's going to... No, he's just going to take those. He still has the ability to dash, right? Or would this have been an
This would have
action?
been an action to grab these things.
Well, then he can't do anything.
As he's like getting ready to fly off, a voice calls out to him from the pile and goes, Vlad, I can't feel him. Where's Artemis? What's happening?
Brutal.
Fuck.
Where is he?
Right in the feelings.
Ugh.
And then we're going to jump to
Yeah,
the
just leave
River
her down
King's
there.
turn. Oof. Oh, you're gonna leave her in the darkness like you fucking found her? Oh. And
Yeah.
I'm the cruel one in this group.
It's almost like Artemis wasn't the right man to bring her to the light.
Oh. You just can't help yourself.
No, not at
He
all.
loves it.
Oh,
Just
my
shots
God.
fired at friend and foe.
What's
Holy
Artemis gonna do?
fuck.
Kill me?
No.
I'm so Andrew. You know I love you.
So much
I can't stop.
heartbreak.
This is all from love, man.
Oh no, it's why we love you.
What a beautiful, beautiful character that I'm going to shit on for the rest of this campaign.
It's the River King's turn, and he begins to crawl out of the water and onto the isle. His large, fat, colossal form, his overly indulgent, clearly like belly, dragging across the ground. One of his forelimbs deformed into this long, like serrated claw blade. You can see the smaller leech heads splitting from his skin and just waving about, snapping and sucking at various things. His entire form stretches 80 feet long. And he is just...
That's insanity.
And you can see as his jaw is like snapping a little bit, that other head, that leech-like parasitic head inside is like flicking in there. You can see it moving about. It's horrifying. Sephel is stable but lies there. It is Vasana's turn. Do you have her continue to hide?
I think Vasana sees the River King, and she's going to move and then hide again.
Okay.
Put a little more distance, I think. She's a
Keep
little
moving to the
close.
west then?
Yeah.
Okay. 20, 30 feet and hides. That was a natural 1. That's not good.
Not great.
All right, Scylla, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move 30 to the north,
Okay.
kind of scooting around the edge of the island.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'm just gonna hide it as well.
Okay. Make that stealth check.
That's a 17.
Okay, nice. Okay. It is Delkvir's turn. He can see the River King coming up and is like, "No. No. You wormed your way into my home and tore me apart in the dead of night. But now I will have my vengeance. You fucking beast." And he is going to fly 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 feet, and is going to unleash his terrifying breath weapon, which he has gotten back, on the River King. And so the River King needs to make a Constitution saving throw, which he friggin' fails, barely. So he's going to take 9d8 cold damage. 13, 16 on the first set of die. That's another 15. So what is that? 31. Last set of die. That is 44 points of cold damage.
Brutal.
And is actually, let's see, I gotta check his condition immunities. He is immune to the frightened condition. So he takes that 44 points of damage. He is definitely a little hurt. Just a little hurt. All right. And that is his turn. He is not close enough to use his claws or bite attack, so it is the crocodile's turn. They begin moving towards Delkvir some more. These ones on the aisle. These ones by... How long does this wall of water last for? Minutes, Sam?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay. They're beginning to lose a little bit of interest because they're not getting anything from it. So let's see if they can detect you. First one. No, they don't get you, but they begin to move past and towards the aisle. Following their master. All right. It is Vlad's turn. He hears Dawn's Edge and she goes, He's gone, isn't he? Why? I should have been there. Vlad, please. Please take me with you. I can't be left in the darkness again.
I'm sorry, Don. But some of us have to tell his story. And he's going to dash to the north, flying.
Brutal!
She is, like, telepathically screaming after you. She goes, no, please. And you can, like, hear the fear and, like, that voice cracking and that tension. And if, like, you could see a physical her, tears would be streaming down her face.
Vlad does his best to shut his mind and dashes forward. 120 feet.
So,
Which
switching back to the other map here. That is... He gets to the base of the spiral staircase, still down below. But in the next movement, if you double move, you will be out into the open air and above the tower. Oh my god. I think Brendan's the most cruel person. How could you do this?
You had
to
any
the
doubt?
party? I'm just kidding. This is me. All me.
This is to honor Artemis, because he knew more than anyone that love never won a war.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Hard to argue when he's right. You know?
Oh lord.
Jesus. All right, it is the River King's turn. And he very quickly, larger than you would think his bulk could move him, rushes onto Delkvir, and you see his jaws open, and immediately he goes in for this bite. The leech head stabs in first. Oh, that's a natural 20. Okay.
Yeah, it is, baby.
Uh-oh.
Kaiju battle.
So that leech head just all of a sudden launches onto Delkvir, piercing it, and then the massive skull just of the croc skull comes down and snaps on top of that. Oh my god.
Roll plus max. Kill that fucking ghost, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, the math. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh. Give me a moment, everybody. This is a lot of damage.
That's what we like to
That's
hear.
a lot of damage.
Wow. He does 69. Oh, wait. That's just regular, so I have to double that now, and I didn't add the modifier.
What?
What?
Yeah.
You double all the. Well, you roll the dice, and then the
Yes.
max that the
Max.
dice could give is what you add. It's
Okay.
not a double. It's max.
All right. Okay. Hang on. Plus his modifier. Oh my god. That's 156 points of damage.
shit!
What?
Now you have to remember, this River King came in and took down this ancient black dragon,
Yeah, bro probably did it in
ripping
2
in
bites.
half. 156 hit points.
Holy
swamp, guys.
However, he is ghostly, and he is resistant to all forms of physical, so I have to reduce that in half.
So 159, it would be 80.
So
If all of it was
it's
physical.
still monumental damage as Delkvir's form almost rips in half, very close to his physical form. However, that's just the bite, ladies and gentlemen.
Single
he-
attack.
Then let go with both maws and then comes down with that sword-like arm. It's a natural 4, but it's a 19 total to hit.
Dude's got
That's
a
right,
plus 15 sword arm.
What are we doing here?
We need to go.
He does 30 points of damage reduced in half. So that's 15. Second swing with his regular claw. Natural 17. Definitely a hit.
You know, I'd like to say, all
Does-
things considered, we were definitely correct that Delkvir was our only chance against the River King.
Yeah.
You don't know what the other two allies are if you go looking. Okay. So he manages to do another 32 points of damage, and Delkvir is looking very, very rough.
Holy shit.
Okay. Sephel is stable, but a croc is very close. It is Vasana's turn, Sam.
She's moving a full dash to the west.
Okay.
Um,
After that turn.
she saw and she was like, I'm out.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. And what about Scylla?
Scylla's doing a full dash to the north.
Okay. Move 60 feet to the north. It's now Delkvir's turn. Delkvir goes after the River King. Here comes the bite. Natural 16 definitely hits the River King. Manages to do... Oh my gosh. So much damage, y'all. Manages to do 37 points of damage to the River King with a bite. So the River King gets a really nasty one, and as Delkvir like bites in, you can see the small little leech head like trying to lash out at him. But he pulls back and is going to swing with his 2 claws. First one is a natural 1. Second one is a 14 on the die, so he hits. And he does 17 more points of damage. River King's looking hurt, but way healthier than Delkvir. All right, it is the Croc's turn. I'm going to say it's a 25% chance that this one stops to gnaw on Sephel.
So, I have a question. in that
Mhm.
regard.
Yes.
Given that we have established Sephel's undead nature,
Yes.
would his flesh even be appealing to a crocodile?
That's why it's a 25 instead of a 50.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
I gotta roll the 100% on again. It's okay. It's a 59, so it
Okay.
moves on. And these crocs just keep on coming.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's not looking good for Delkvir, guys. It is now Vlad's turn.
Okay. So Vlad. So it's 30 feet up the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
If he's flying, he has 120. The question is, does he go for Sephel? Or does he just fly the fuck off?
If you're carrying the sword and the staff, you're definitely not going to be able to fly with Sephel.
No,
And
it
those
wouldn't even
crocs
be
are
a
right
question of. It wouldn't even be a question of like carrying his body. But we established that Vlad doesn't know if he's alive or not, so he would not be inclined to. Because my thought was he would go back and try to stabilize him, but that would require Vlad knowing he is, like, use the help action to get him up. But that would
Sure.
require Vlad knowing that he is stable. So no, Vlad is going to use the full complement of his 120 flying speed.
It doesn't say that you can actually stabilize someone with the help action.
No, well, Larry in Studios told us in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. God
Yeah,
damn
I
it.
think,
I think you need like a
yeah.
healer's kit or something
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah,
Unless you
Well,
have
it's a
magic.
medicine check, and
Medicine
then
check, yeah.
you can stabilize with a medicine check. Yeah, I think it's all about stabilizing. I don't think you can give a health point without a.
Gotcha. Well, fuck it, because he wouldn't know anyway. So
He's just a dumb wormling.
he's actually very intelligent.
No, he's dumb. He left Dawn's Edge behind.
I mean, he might be rude.
He might be rude.
He established both his intelligence and his bedside manner from Sephel. Anyway, he's going to move 120 feet, which is... Well, so it's 30 feet. I don't know. How Pythagorean are we being about this? Because he's got to get...
Most of the walls of this tower are pretty well broken. He doesn't have to continue flying up. He can, as soon as he goes 30 feet up, he can fly in any direction that he wants.
Okay. He's going to fly out. Or 60 feet right there. He's going to fly out to the northeast.
That's a bit far. Do we remember that these are 10 feet worth of space?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I flew until the ruler said 60.
Okay, but you got to count the 30 feet up from the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
So you got to move 30 feet back. So, like,
Sure.
there. That's all.
Sure.
Just
No,
try
that's
to keep
fine.
it accurate, boy.
I'm also I'm gonna change his pitch a little bit so he's more like to the south, so he can try to maybe get some cover behind this large tree as he flies away.
Okay. It's the River King's turn. Going after Delkvir. Natural 8, but he does hit with his bite. So much damage. So much damage. Holy schmoly. He does 49 points of damage, reduced to half. So he does 25 points of damage to Delkvir with the bite. Delkvir is looking very rough. Claw, sword claw, natural 19. Does That was very nice. He does 16 points of damage. And you can see, like, Delkvir is looking desperate. I rolled damage dice before I rolled the actual to hit die. Natural 2. But would you believe it? The Ghost Dragon only has an AC of 10.
That's insane. I mean, it doesn't have any physical armor anymore, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's pretty hard to miss. He's pretty large.
Okay. Manages to do another 15 points of damage. But Delkvir is still barely standing. It's Vasana's turn. At this point, I think Vasana just continues to flee. I'm going to dictate her at this moment in time. Scylla, what are you doing? I imagine... Actually, make me a perception check. Looks like you're still moving north.
Yeah, that's what I... 21.
Okay. You see Vlad with a staff and the bejeweled sword that you remember from the horde below, flying low underneath the trees to the north.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to head in that direction.
Okay. Keeping it honest here for this kaiju battle, it's Delkvir's turn. He's going to bite. Oh, I forgot to roll for his recharge. Didn't get it on that other one. Gets it this turn. Does he use it, though? Because that's his whole turn. It's 90 feet, so he'd get... Not really. So he's just going to launch in with his bite and claws. Natural 1 on the bite. Another natural 1 on the claw. Oh my god.
Wow.
Second claw. It's a 9 on the die. It's a 20 to hit. Hits. The River King does 17 points of necrotic damage. And that is his turn. The Crocs continue to circle inwards. Oh my god, I wish I could show this to our listeners right now, because this is just kind of insane how these Crocs are just piling up on each other. It's like if anybody's ever seen the zoo and they are like feeding the Crocs down below and it's just this withering mass of they're all surging forward. That's what we see here. It's Vlad's turn.
Does Vlad see Scylla, or is Scylla concealed?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Is Scylla continuing to hide herself, or is she just like swimming as fast as... It sounds like she's swimming as fast as she possibly can, Sam, but you tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swimming as fast as she can. But I mean, I would think she's in deeper water and naturally a great swimmer and probably hard to spot, but not
True.
trying to be stealthy,
Yeah.
no, necessarily.
All right. I'm going to make a perception check just to see, because things are tense. Not fantastic. That's just a 10.
Okay. You don't spot her.
Okay. Then he is going to keep flying. What? Not that he's inclined to go that direction, but what was the direction to the goblin camp? Was that south?
Yes.
Okay. Just good to know for later. He is going to double move to the northeast. So he's out over the water. And yeah, I mean, that's his turn.
Okay. Scylla, what do? You see Vlad continuing to fly off to the northeast.
Is my turn?
Mm-hmm.
I moved north in a dash.
Okay.
Is what I did. Yeah.
That was last time. I still see you in the same spot.
Oh, me again? Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
Yes.
I'm
At this
Yeah,
point, like, you have
Scylla's-
no idea where Vasana is. Vasana's doing what Vasana would do.
Yeah, Scylla's gonna move another full dash in the water, again, curving around the island.
Okay.
The goal, I think, is to
See what results of this battle.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, it's Delkvir's turn. Let's see if he can make it out. Natural 20 on the bite. Okay. Holy smokes. Wow, I'm rolling really good on damages. That is... Okay. Double that. Wow. Okay. He does 97 points of damage to the River King. And the River King is looking rough. As they continue to trade blows, that River King is very torn up. You can see, like, Delkvir has gotten in and has ripped a good chunk off of the side of the River King's skull and his maw and, like, even some of the leech head inside. Now he's going to swing with his 2 claws. Natural 16 on the first one, so definitely a hit. Not great on the damage with the claw. Oh, no, that's wrong. Second one. Natural 18. Delkvir got a vengeance going on right now. All right. River King's looking pretty rough. However, he still stands. First croc. Double moves. Gets close. These guys are kind of climbing in on each other. And, like, you can see the River King is, like, pushing them back too. Like, snapping back at them with his feet and his tail. All right, and it is his turn. I'm telling you right now, if the River King hits on all 3 of these attacks, Delkvir goes down. First roll with the bite is another natural 20. Delkvir is gone. Just... just this primal, horrible rage, and then disappears into smoke. I'm going to roll a 50% chance if these crocs stick around for the bodies of Artemis and Sephel. 50 is for Artemis. It's an 83. So the River King, like, comes over, consumes the dead crocodiles, and then eventually the leech form comes out of his mouth and scoops up Artemis's dead, prone form. Do they go for the carrion flesh of Sephel? I rolled a 28. Sephel is untouched. Barely. And so, Scylla, you watch over the next 20, 30 minutes as these crocs go to town on their own kin, and the River King scoops up the form of Artemis before they all disappear from sight, drifting back into the waters and moving to the south. Dawn finally breaks. What do you do?
Sorry, when you said Dawn, I thought you meant Dawn's Edge, and I thought
Mhm.
you meant she broke. I was a little confused. Sorry, there was a
Fair.
pause there.
The literal dawn, the actual sun comes up. It's one of those red and pink sky mornings with the clouds drifting overhead.
Yeah.
A perfect reflection of the carnage here.
Scylla is completely still in the water, listening to the sounds of these crocs eating. Probably once in a while, she can even see across land to see it happening. Eventually, they all, I'm sure it takes quite a while, and then they all slither away into the water. And the entire time, I think she is purposefully paralyzed, completely still, and she waits. And I think even dawn hits and she sees it hit, and she just keeps waiting to be completely certain. And it isn't until other aquatic creatures and insects come back that she feels comfortable stepping out onto the island.
It takes a little bit of time, but eventually the fish begin to return and the insects and the birds begin to make noise again. I imagine Vlad eventually picks up on this and returns.
Yeah, Vlad had, once he saw Delkvir fall, I think he perched up in this tree on the northeast of the island, just watching as they left and waiting for Scylla.
Yeah, Scylla sees that Vlad is there, and I think she looks at him as she slowly gets out of the water, and then her foot touches the bank, and she pauses briefly, because there's still some paranoia there of is there anything around? And when she doesn't hear anything approaching, she doesn't hear Delkvir, she doesn't hear any of that, and then suddenly it is a full sprint where she saw everyone fall.
And all you find is the bent and broken body of Sephel.
I think her face is just completely grief-stricken. She lands next to Sephel, and she's her immediate thought is, oh my god, he's dead. And she's hurriedly looking around. She does not see Starcaller, correct?
No.
Nothing.
I imagine, as you walk around, you probably find some bent and broken pieces of leather armor and probably that broken hilted rapier that he had carried. But that's all you find of him.
Yeah, I think she... Oh, sorry.
Vlad is going to sort of nudge her side. I don't know how that reunion's going to go, but I left Dawn downstairs.
Dawn?
She's in the Horde. I could only take so much.
Scylla will grab the things of Starcallers that she can see quickly, throw them in the bag of holding, and then she is sprinting down into the Horde.
You sprint down and you can hear the weeping of Dawn's Edge and the wailing. But you also see this massive pile of gold and treasure before you.
She lands into the, she can hear Dawn. Dawn! Where is he? Where's Starcaller? Can you feel him?
I don't feel him. I don't feel I don't feel him. I don't feel him. And she just keeps repeating that, and she's crying, but that's all you get from her.
Scylla makes her way over to where she can feel Dawn.
And you see her laying just the haft of her on the top of the pile.
Dawn, we must leave. May I? And then she like slowly picks up Dawn, almost worried. Like, I don't think she's ever even touched Dawn.
Mm-hmm. And she just keeps kind of babbling, like someone who lost a loved one. She formed a deep connection with Artemis.
Scylla's going to strap Dawn to her back next to Caliburn for now. She does not want to put her in the bag of holding. That seems wrong.
Yeah.
And I think there's a moment down here where Scylla's like, wow, there's a lot down here.
Oh, yeah. There's quite a bit of gold, platinum, and other items here. And you're the one holding the bag of holding?
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff in that extra dimensional space.
For now, though, she's going to run back up to Vlad. I found her! Vlad?
He's been like sitting by Sephel. I don't know what, if anything, there would be to pick up on. But could Vlad do any sort of check to like... I don't know what like stable versus unconscious even looks like for him.
I think
it's so tricky because you are undead. That's the thing.
Right.
Well, go ahead,
and
Sam.
I think, I think Scylla is she's not an idiot, and she's also desperate. I think in this moment, like she doesn't know if. I know that Sephel is undead, right? Like Scylla knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he's down on the ground now. She's like, what is the context for this?
How
I think
do you
she
tell?
would try.
What's the differentiation there?
I'm like, how do I know if this is any different than like him sleeping? And I think she's desperate enough to shove just about anything down his throat.
Scylla.
I mean, that's a cap.
You
right
heard
there.
it here, folks.
That's an audio clip right there.
She shoves just about anything down his
That's
throat.
right.
So
Hey.
what's this anything, Sam?
It's
Tell us what you feed Sephel.
a health potion.
And do you
fuck.
do you massage my throat first so that it goes down easier?
How to do it?
Y'all?
Please don't leave me to die.
This touching moment ruined by yours truly.
Yeah. That's kind
my
of been
God.
brand on this island.
Yeah, I know.
Full action.
She sprints up with Dawn's Edge. Yeah, fully.
Sephel heals.
How much?
Was it a regular healing potion? So what is that, 2d4?
Yeah, regular healing potion. And I think she's I do not know if this will work, Vlad. I will try. She's like,
So you
pours
get
it in his beak.
10 hit points back, Sephel.
Sephel slowly, like, there's like cake dirt and blood and leftover like dead skin that just like peels as he opens his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Drusilla. Did we die?
I did not, but it would seem that you were It's confusing. You're dead and undead. And
It's hard to tell.
I think Scylla gives him a large, like, awkward hug as he lays on the ground.
His
There's, like,
entire
a shield
body
in
is
your
shaking.
face.
Like, fear, exhaustion, probably a huge amount of regret, and not knowing what to, like...
I imagine you look to where you last saw Artemis, and you're looking around, and you eventually spot, while in this hugs, the scraps on the ground. You see the haft just poking up of Dawn's Edge over Scylla's shoulder as well. And you can hear Dawn's Edge weeping.
He's gone.
Was he fighting in the end?
I could not see it, but I believe he probably... Well, he couldn't have done it any other way.
Death could not take him without a sword in his hand.
Indeed.
We should go.
Yes, about that. It is dawn. And she holds out the timepiece.
What a waste. And he just... Sorry, go ahead.
Before we go, there's a lot of resources below us.
Oh, I suppose we have to make something worth the trip.
Agreed.
Are we sure the area down there is safe?
Yes. I was down there a moment ago. That's where Dawn was. There was nothing there. I still think we should move quickly.
No, we should be quick. Okay. And he picks himself up off the ground. Do we have 2 bags of holding?
No.
I feel like
No,
we
you
do.
just have the
so.
one.
Unless you bought one in Blingdenstone, but...
I can't... Because I've had one. And we keep going back and forth on who has it.
Scylla's always had one.
Okay.
So...
Okay.
If you bought one...
I didn't buy one. I had the original one with the eggs in it, and that changed hands a few times. But that's neither here nor there. If you have the one...
I think I'm... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that much. So yeah, let's go down and get what we can.
I think they spent some time gathering the most useful things, which might end up being like, strong weapons and armor and like platinum. I don't think they would spend a ton of time on things that will require like to sell for money.
I'll tell you this much. So you find that very fine wooden case of arrows, and you find the potion bottles, you find that nice pike, but a lot of the things that are here that certainly hold the most value overall is the large mountain of gold and platinum. And to an extent, I feel like there's a point where like you could kind of take the bag of holding and like press it to the gold, and it would just kind of start vacuuming things up as it's like oh, this is something you want to put in. And so if you guys wanted, you could try to like vacuum as much as possible of things.
Sure.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, if that's the easiest thing, I think that is the play.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of agree. I don't think we're trying to clear house on anything. Like, we don't need to take the paintings or anything like that. Like,
Right. It's just like...
It's up to you. They're very fine objects.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Take the potions. Look, let me just say this, Will. If we can clear this place out in a relatively fast amount of time,
Sure.
I'm sold.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
But
So you gather
I'm not
all
gonna
the
do
important
that.
looking stuff, the vast majority of the gold and the platinum, And other than just a handful of scattered pieces all over that are sunk into the muck and not really worth gathering, you guys gather back together. It's been probably about 2 hours since the River King has disappeared, and you guys had waited and done all this. You've heard nor seen any sign of Asana. Artemis is gone. What do the three of you decide to do?
I imagine we stand there surrounded by the timepiece.
Sweet.
And you decide where to go?
Do we go back or forward?
One condition. If we end up in the
Payment?
if we end up in the wrong place again, we have a nice calm vacation day until that thing works again.
Sounds as though you are getting old, Sephel.
These bones can't withstand another River King.
No, you are correct. If we should end up somewhere dangerous again, we do not call the enemy a bitch.
Noted. He just processes. You see him go through the like 7 stages of grief in about 5 seconds. Yup.
Then we are agreed.
Then we move forward.
Okay, so like a while ago we were heading somewhere. Where was that place?
Gauntlgrim.
You're gonna try to head to Gauntlgrim?
Well, yeah, we had the
Yeah.
coin from the Abyss, which was the thing that was supposed to be helping us get closer, but then the thing was
Right.
rusty and had like a barnacle in its shit. That threw us off. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
We do
It's
it again.
it's still high odds to wind up in somewhere else. However,
the coin doesn't help us.
it helps. It's not perfect.
Sure.
I thought that barnacle clipped out of there.
It did. You still have a percentage of this thing fucking up too, because it's incomplete. Sephel knows this because it's missing from a massive piece of machinery in sense.
Right.
I mean,
It's up. I'm not.
so my understanding.
literally.
I mean,
It's up to you guys if you want to try it.
Is it
If you want to
mostly
place
because of the
you fully
familiar?
know.
Yeah, is it
Yes.
mostly the
Yes.
familiarity aspect? Like if we were gonna try to go to somewhere that we knew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, the orrery right now, because it fucked up, but the big thing came out, it's only a 5% chance that it would fail.
Oh, that's not terrible.
No. I would say you have a 55% chance of making it to Gauntlgrim, possibly 60.
I don't know. What do you
Which is
think?
pretty
Sam?
good.
The only other thing we could do is take all these resources we just got and dump them into the army that we're creating in the Kingdom of Ember.
I do think this hoard would cover our 2,000 gold piece bail.
Oh yeah, we can pay off our debt.
Yes, you could.
And it's been some time. I don't know. What do you? It's been a minute since we checked into home base. Can always use the timepiece to go
do a
back to
day.
Gauntlgrim from there.
Yep.
Somebody in the Kingdom of Ember might have something that will help us get more of a higher chance of getting to Gauntlgrim.
Sorry.
Possible.
So I guess as Sephel is like getting ready to use this,
Yeah.
like, this is stupid. This is
No, I think it is quite easy to use. You simply hit that
No.
and turn.
And then
Yeah,
you
right.
disappear. So it's
No.
like, all we gotta do is this. And then boom.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Paperclip. It seems like you're trying to get to Gauntlegrim. Can I help?
Clippy. Fucking Clippy, man.
Clippy, the dread mage of the portal.
Yeah.
And you guys...
We've lost a considerable amount. I used to fight Lara about taking stock and not jumping into the next thing. This is a moment for pause. We have Artemis's possessions. We have lost an ally. And we have gained a large amount of knowledge and wealth. We should return to Dim Cairn. Even if just for a few days.
I trust your wisdom in this. There's much to be done there.
Someone make a roll. D100. Please.
Can I would like to does it help at all to target a teleportation circle that we know exists in that area, or is it just...
I believe so, yeah.
I also have like a bunch of items from the King of Ember.
Well, so
Let me just...
From Dim Cairn.
I became
Double
familiar with the
check.
circle. Sekarak has a circle in his tower
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that I left from, that he let me familiarize myself with, I believe.
You have... Yes, if you know a circle, you can get there. Or, that's actually... Hang on, that's teleportation circle, not teleportation.
Yeah, wait, Sephel, do you have teleportation circle?
No, it's a 5th level spell, I believe. Either way, I know I am very familiar.
You're going to be very... Yes, it's like
I'm
only
very
a natural
familiar
one
with
is gonna fuck
Sekarak's
you up.
tower. Yeah, so I am going to target Sekarak's tower.
Okay.
It does say you just need to know the sigil sequence, and you're good.
Oh, alright. Oh. I'll roll anyway. Yeah, 96.
Okay. You guys teleport into the Kingdom of Ember. And as you do, you stand in a room at the top of a tower, and floating rocks go past you. And as you look out into this city that you haven't seen in almost 2 months,
Wow.
quite a bit has changed. Sephel, you saw some of these changes, but you were very much swept into the moment of reliving some of your past.
Yeah, I don't think I looked much at the city at all. Not with any level of attention.
You didn't. But you do now. And it takes all of your breath away. And we'll see you guys next time.
No, you can't do that. I want to know what happens next. And if you do as well, you should consider popping onto our Discord and saying, "What's up, everybody who's there?" So that'll be a place for community and sharing memes. Oh, and if you like memes, you can head over to our social media accounts. We like to keep it pretty chuckleable, if I do say so myself. Oh boy, howdy, do we have a lot going on. If you want to be a part of it, you can. You can hop on to our coffee page, drop a coin to your podcasters, or tell a friend, leave a review, tell them that Sam sent you, and Wendy says hi. I think I've exhausted my number of words, but if you haven't, you can email us at themadness@gmail.com and ask us, why did we do the things that we do? Why did Brendan not have Vlad pick up his Dawn Edge? Dragons have 4 appendages that are capable of holding things. But hey, who am I to say? That's for the bonus section. And we'll see you next time.